Hey guys, I just wanted to start off by saying I'm sorry if I start coughing. I haven't been feeling too great, so I'll try to get this done and over with. This week we are to discuss two distinct periods or movements in art. The trick was to pick two movements that were not successive. I'm not sure how many years between movements we were supposed to do, but the movements I chose were 15 years apart. I'll be discussing the Romanticism movement that occurred between the years 1800 and 1850 in Europe, and the Post-Impressionism movement that occurred between the years of 1886 and 1905 in France. Romanticism was a new wave of emotional expression that motivated the most creative artists. Sorry, guys. In Europe, Romantic artists, musicians, and writers believed that imagination and emotion are more valuable than reason, that nature is less corrupt than civilization, and that human beings are essentially good. Romantics celebrated nature, royal life, common people, and exotic subjects in art and literature. Francisco Goya was a groundbreaking Romantic painter and printmaker. Goya was aware of the French Revolution, and he personally experienced some of the worst aspects of the ensuing Napoleonic era, which French armies invaded Spain and much of the rest of Europe. Goya at first welcomed Napoleon's invading army because his sympathies lie with the French Revolution and its democratic values. But he soon discovered that he was occupying army was destroying rather than defending the revolution's best ideals. Goya's painting deals with events that took place only 6 years before the artist took up the brush. A preoccupation with current events is an important characteristic of the Romantic movement. Many Romantic artists also painted the landscape, finding a reflection of their own emotional state. Romantic landscape painting flourished, especially in the United States. In the 19th century, it was difficult to obtain the education necessary to become a professional artist. For an African American, it was almost impossible. The other movement I was talking about, or that I'm going to be discussing, is the Post-Impressionism movement. Post-Impressionism refers to trends in painting starting in about 1885. The Post-Impressionism period followed the Impressionism period. During this period, painters did not share a single style. Instead, they built on to Impressionism. However, some felt focused on sketchy immediacy and sacrificed solidity, and others felt that observation did not leave enough room for personal expression. These feelings led the Post-Impressionists into two directions, some toward clear formal organization and some toward greater personal expression. During this period, Vincent van Gogh and Paul Gauguin brought to their work emotional intensity and a desire to make their thoughts and feelings visible. Van Gogh's paintings used strong color in order to express emotions. Many artists during this period studied Japanese prints to develop a new sense of design. In the last decade of the 19th century, some artists' explorations of line and color were transplanted into architecture and interior design. This new style was labeled as New Art. Post-Impressionism emerged as a reaction against Impressionists' concern for the naturalistic depiction of light and color. Post-Impressionists extended Impressionism while rejecting its limitations. They continued using vivid colors, often thick application of paint, and real-life subject matter, but were more inclined to emphasize geometric forms, distort form for expressive effect, and use of a natural or arbitrary color. The far-reaching aesthetic impact of the movement influenced groups that arose during the run of the 20th century, like the Expressionists, as well as more contemporary movements like the identity-related feminist art.